peaches, more peaches, even more peaches, more peaches. What's this? An ass load of even more peaches. Cherries. Cherries, more of them, more cherries, even more cherries. It's a boot ton of cherries. Peaches, cherries, the two fruits that make up the world of the gender that isn't the male. Today is the talk of the peach and cherry vibe. Sit back, get comfy in some sweatpants or gym shorts, grab your bottles of lotion, and let's dive on in.
You're the best big brother I could have ever asked for.
Welcome all to a very special show. With close consideration and a lot of thinking, I decided to write out tonight's show based around one of my co-hosts' favorite things in the world.
Hold your heavy horse cock there. I've got dicks before chicks.
Ah, how could I forget? Yet tonight's topic is based around the male fantasy, unless you're a faggot.
Like jar faggot.
Exactly, like jar faggot. The peach and cherry vibe. So Cuntvin, I hear you've got an important caller on the line for us to interview.
That I do. Except I'm not interviewing her, you are.
I see.
I met her whilst browsing the hub. I perpetually connected with this person until she finally decided to reply. Some things were interpreted badly, but she's here nonetheless. That's what matters.
That it does, Cuntvin. That it does. So before we begin with this missive mystery, would you care to indulge us about her?
I'm sure by the title and topic of tonight's network show, you can pick up some hints as to her background and even who she might be. But all of this aside, let's bring her in. Bratwat, I'd like you to meet Mia Khalifa, ex-porn star and adult actress.
Hello, Miss Khalifa. It's a pleasure getting to have the chance to interview you here tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Your background is very exposed, if that's the right term.
Bratwat, lawsen up. She's a porn actress, not the Queen of England.
All right. Well, Miss Khalifa, would you care to explain a bit about your past?
My first year of college, I start losing all this weight from making small changes. And by the time I graduated, I was ready to make a bigger difference. I felt extremely self-conscious about my breasts because that was the first thing to go when I lost all the weight. I lost about 50 pounds. I don't know how many kilos that is, or stones.
Well, yeah, it sounds very complicated, especially considering the diet you might have had and all the changes you said you were putting into effect.
So my biggest insecurity was my breasts. So I wanted to more or less go back to what they normally were. And once I did that, I started garnering all of this attention from men, and I was never used to it. And I felt like unless I held on to it and kind of did what was asked of me or what was expected of me, it would go away. And after feeling what it was like, that validation and, the compliments for the first time, I did not want that to go away.
Totally. I mean, with men it's very different, especially at the age you said you were, 20, 21. Either way, it's a very seductive thing men do to young women. So knowing this, is this how you began? Like how you started? Your industry in porn, was it all due to the attention, so to speak?
It wasn't. That's not how it was. It wasn't just, hey, do you want to come do porn? It was more so, oh, you're beautiful. Like, would you like to do some modeling? Oh, you have a great body. Like, I think you'd be great in nude modeling. Things like that. And after I came and toured the studio, it was very respectable. It was a gorgeous location. It was in Miami, in Doral, Florida. It was clean. Everyone who worked there was nice. All of their cubicles were decorated with family photos. Like, it was nothing dodgy or that made me uncomfortable. And after the first time I went in wasn't the first time I filmed a porn movie. It was the second time. The first time was more so, do you want to do this? Like, sign the paperwork, et cetera, et cetera.
Ah, okay. Well, would you at the very least be able to say you maybe did all of this just for the attention you got? The self-reassurance and self-promotion you got and felt about yourself.
Absolutely.
So you were a whore before you even knew you were a whore. Wow, that's a thick level of whore.
Whatever. Now back to you, Miss Khalifa, with the porn industry behind you, cause I hear you're no longer doing porn.
Yeah, she's done. I jerk off with my fat cock every day. She doesn't do it anymore. But Ava Sparks, Lana Rhodes, Kenzie Reeves, Lola Fox, Brandy Love, Mia Malkova, Sin Sage, Danny Daniels, T. Jen Moore. All those other porn stars are active.
Figures you'd know that.
I do my research.
Right. Research. Miss Khalifa, with your history on the web, do you ever get some type of stress or PTSD from that?
Yes, and I think it kicks in mostly when I go out in public, because the stares I get, I feel like people can see through my clothes, and it brings me deep shame. It makes me feel like I lost all right to my privacy, which I did, because I'm one Google search away.
Fuck yeah, your privacy is gone. My constrictor cock and I beat me to you at least twice a day.
Alright, keep your whiteys and your tighties. Now isn't the time to orgasm. But yeah, you're right, Miss Khalifa, you signed all that away when you began. You aren't really one with Google's good side.
She's one with my good side.
I'm not very Google friendly, and we're trying to change that. One of the first things that comes up is the site that I do not own or control, but where the homepage is written in first person, like I am the one running it. And on my Wikipedia, it's posted as my official website. And we've tried countless times to get it taken down, including taking legal action, but the company they won't hear anything. And we've made them countless offers.
At some point though, you must have seen, or at least known that this was provocative.
I verbatim told them, you guys are gonna get me killed. They just laughed.
Was there a reason as to why you continued?
Nigga, listen to yourself. You're asking Mia Khalifa why she didn't stop porn.
Well, yes, I'm trying to.
She wanted to continue making my thick juicy jerky cock hard. This isn't rocket science.
Miss Khalifa, please continue. Was there a reason you continued?
Intimidation. I was scared. I knew that if I said no, it would, they're not going to force you to do it. At that point, that's rape. No one's going to force you to have sex. But I was still scared. I mean, have you ever felt not scared, but nervous to speak up and say something at a restaurant when your food's not right and the waiter comes by and says, "How is everything?" I was intimidated. I was nervous.
Comparing sex trafficking to an order at a restaurant. Mia, you're off your nut. I think you need time on some real nuts. My nuts. They're big and so fucking ready for you.
Alright, Jared from Subway, calm down. Mia, your real experiences have been kept closed behind editing and a lot of articles of pornography. And due to the people watching this mega source of entertainment, especially at such a young age, this then later affects their relationships. I'm sure you understand what I mean by this.
Of course it affects relationships. Porn addiction is very prevalent in America, and I'm sure here too. The things that men see in videos, they expect from the women in their lives, and that's just not reality. No one is going to be that perfect. No one is going to do those acts on a Wednesday night with the person they love.
My Wednesday afternoons are filled with pussy. I get it all. Oral, anal, regular, double with 2 women.
I think I get it.
Don't get me started on my technique. They start with a blowy. After their chores I'll lick a nit. Maybe both only if they're lucky. Then they have the privilege of beginning to strip for me. Her body then begins to glisten as I order her to rub some lube on herself. Make herself sparkle like a Christmas tree.
A Christmas tree.
She then has the opportunity to beg me to join. If I accept, I undo myself and thrust my big fat cock inside her tight virgin pussy. I treat virgins as if I own them, cause let's face it, if you're fucking a virgin, you own them. They are your property.
That's enough, we don't need to hear any more. I'm sure you made Miss Khalifa leave, so we might as well end the show here.
Come back next time when I finish the stories of how I own every virgin that has the privilege of having sex with me.
What the fuck is wrong with you?